Hello and welcome back to Bookish, and welcome to Saturday Hodgepodge. My weekly kind of catch up on reading Booktube stuff and, occasionally life in general. Hoping that the light in here this morning isn't good enough for you to see how badly I sunburned my face yesterday at my daughter's track meet. I don't have footage of that. None of my shots of her actually competing turned out well enough, I thought, to include. But I went, sat out in the sun most of the morning and early afternoon yesterday. I had on a hoodie, I had on a hat, and I even had the hood up to cover my neck and the side of my head, and yet I still got pretty decent sunburn, which just proves that, that apparently stupid never goes away, and that older doesn't always make you wiser in this case. So if you watch my channel on a regular basis, you know I don't really do book hauls, but I did get 2 books this week that I wanted to make sure I shared with you. The first is Great Escapes from Detroit by Joseph O'Malley. Joseph O'Malley is better known here on Booktube as Tootight Latrec. And so I'll leave a link to Tootight Latrec's channel down in the description box down below. This is a book of short stories, which was published by Cornerstone Press, and it's really a nicely bound book, an attractive cover. I'm looking forward to hoping to get to that in April and do a review, because I do like to review books written by booktubers here on my channel. And then also I was really excited to see that Louise Erdrich's new book was out, The Night Watchman, which I don't really care for this cover at all. I'm not really a big cover guy, but I don't know. That cover's not really working for me. But this is her newest novel. I saw that it was coming out, and I actually pre-ordered this, and so I've got it already. And again, I'm hoping to get to this in April. So 2 new books I got. Like most booktubers, I think I'm still going through that phase where I have lots of books that I keep buying, and I'm acquiring more books than I have shelves. I'm not going to show you the table here, but it is pretty much covered in books that I've done videos about and don't have places for on my shelves, or haven't found places for yet. So my reading update, it is March Mystery Madness. So I finished my first mystery, The Late Monsieur Galette by Georges Simenon. I finished this book this week. These Maigret mystery novels about Inspector Maigret of the Flying Division of the French police force are really short. They're really entertaining. They're really well written, I think. They're not necessarily the most complex mysteries in the world, but I do like Inspector Maigret a great deal. And I think, this is true with most detective fiction. What we really like, or what a lot of people really like, is the detective themselves, and I think Maigret is a great creation. I also finished my last Booktube Prize reading, 3 Women by Lisa Taddeo. I'd had this book on hold at the library, but I was afraid it wasn't going to come in time. The judging forms are already out for round 1 of the Booktube Prize. I went to Half Price Books, as you can see from the price, from the sticker on there, which I haven't peeled off, on the hopes they had it, and lo and behold they did. So I did get it at a discounted price. I finished reading that yesterday, and will be filling out my judging form as soon as I figure out the criteria I want to use to judge these nonfiction books. And it's March of the Mammoths, and I've been reading, as you can't see, I've been reading for March of the Mammoths the collected stories of William Trevor. I am behind on my reading. I'm only on page 142. I have to average 40 pages a day. Today is the 7th, so by the end of the day I need to be on page 280. That'll be 140 pages of reading. I don't think I'm catching up all in one day. I am going to give it a shot and read some of those stories today. I'm also hoping today to be able to start on my other mystery novel, which is Faceless Killers by Henning Mankell, the first in the Kurt Wallander series. I'm hoping to get to that today as well. And then maybe earlier in the week I want to get to my Read German Books 2020, read Jenny Erpenbeck's Visitation sometime this week as well. I'm going to save the Toni Morrison read-along book for later in the month, I think. hopefully clearing away some of this other reading, and then hopefully clearing my schedule a little bit for reading in April, where I hope to have a little bit more freedom. Not that I'm not free this month. I'm reading exactly what I want to. I don't feel pressured by the reading groups I'm a part of. It's just there were a lot of reading challenges, read-alongs going on this month that I really wanted to participate in. By the way, I forgot to mention the William Trevor stories also qualifies as my Irish read-along read. So there you go. That's what I'm reading, what I'm planning to read, what I've read, new books that I've gotten. I was in the car yesterday. The trip from my house to where my daughter's track meet was in San Antonio is about a 3.5 hour drive one way. So with traffic, I was in the car about 8 hours yesterday. And one of the things that helps me when traveling long distances is to listen to an audiobook. I think this is common for lots of people. But I have some issues with buying audiobooks, like I'm cheap. So what I did yesterday was I opened my LibriVox app, and I'll put a picture of the LibriVox app logo right here. I'm not sure if the app is free anymore. It used to be free. I think I got it for free, but if at most it costs about $2 or $3. And LibriVox basically provides free audiobooks of classics. I think all the books they have are in the public domain. So if you're looking at classics, you can definitely go there. I will say the LibriVox readings vary in quality. Yesterday, what I listened to, since it is March Mystery Madness, I listened to 6 of the stories from the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, which included A Scandal in Bohemia, The Red-Headed League, The Man with the Twisted Lip. Anyway, those were some of the stories that I read, that I listened to yesterday, and that recording was awesome. All by one author, all by one reader. Sometimes with LibriVox audiobooks, you get different narrators for different chapters. I tried to listen to the Brothers Karamazov on LibriVox in that way, and every chapter had a different narrator, and I couldn't do it. I needed that kind of consistent narrator voice going to be able to effectively listen to it. But you know, if you've never downloaded that, you might look it up. Go to the App Store and look up LibriVox, because at the very least you can chance upon and find, and they have a big database of audiobooks that you can look at, where you can find kind of classics that are on there for free. And you know, it plays through my car radio, and I hook my phone up, and it's just great, and I really enjoyed it. I listen to other books that way as well. So you know, you might want to think about giving that a shot. I just want to close here by trying to bring some, maybe a little closure to my sex and literature tag. I don't want to, you know, beat a dead horse over this issue, but I have seen a number of people have done the tag. Thank you very much. If I tagged you and you haven't done the tag and you don't want to do the tag, please don't feel any pressure to do the tag. I realized that in tagging people, I was taking a chance that they would, that they might be offended or be made uncomfortable. If that was true, then I definitely apologize. But you know, the consensus from watching people's videos who have done the tag is that most people like it best when sex is left out. They feel that the actual description of sex in books is usually poorly done. It takes you out of the story. It doesn't seem necessary. It seems, you know, just something that's added for the purpose of perhaps titillation to the story, and therefore, you know, a lot of people don't think it's necessary. I happen to come down in that same kind of category, not because it offends me, and not because, you know, things like that can't be effective, but just because, generally speaking, it's really handled poorly. But I did read, if you were keeping up last week, on Thursday I posted a review of Another Country by James Baldwin, and he does describe sex in that book. And I thought that in the first sex scene which he describes, he used the sex itself and the description of the sex acts to really tell us a lot about the main character, and to show the inner turmoil in that main character. And so I thought that was really effective. So, you know, I'm hesitant to say that there shouldn't be any sex. I just think that done badly, it can ruin a book. Done mediocrely, it's something you gloss over. Done well, I'm going to take the position that done well, it can be really effective at helping to add to the characterization and telling you more about characters. Anyway, there you go. That's my Saturday hodgepodge, a really quick one. So I'm going to put some more aloe vera on my face for my sunburn. Let me know if you have any comments in the comments section below. And as always, thank you for watching.